What is going on, guys? Welcome to Cyber with Vic. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how to upgrade your current VMware Fusion Player license for personal use to a VMware Fusion Pro license for personal use. So recently, Broadcom has transferred all the VMware products to Broadcom's website and their support pages because Broadcom had bought out VMware a long time ago, but now they have fully made the transfer over to Broadcom's website and all their offerings. So as of around 2 weeks ago, Broadcom released that they will be offering the VMware Fusion Pro for personal use license for free for users that just want to, use virtual machines in their home labs. Maybe they want to try out Kali Linux, or they want to learn specific things on a Windows machine. Who knows? But VMware has offered this really nice offering, which was before a paid offering. So in this video, we'll show how to upgrade your current VMware Fusion Player for personal use license to that Pro license for personal use. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into this video. As we get into this video, in this tutorial is for upgrading VMware Fusion Player to VMware Fusion Pro. I want to mention that everything taken and taught in this tutorial is taken from Broadcom's documentation. Just so you have some reassurance that everything that's done and all the steps needed are from Broadcom's documentation themselves. So to start off, Broadcom says if you want to upgrade your VMware Fusion Player personal use license to a VMware Fusion Pro for personal use, you have to first uninstall your current installation of VMware Player. So we are going to navigate to the uninstall steps for Mac, and I will go through all the necessary steps with you. So here we have the uninstall documentation for Macs, and I want to point this out before we start our uninstall for our VMware Fusion. I personally have a lot of VMs on my system that have information that I use on a constant basis. So as you do install your VMware Fusion Player, you're not going to lose your virtual machines that you have stored on your system. So when you do upgrade, you will still be able to access those machines. This only will uninstall all the application files you need, but the actual virtual machine files are placed in a separate folder. So as you can see on the screen, your virtual machine files should be placed in either your home folder in the virtual machines folder name, or in your documents folder named with the same virtual machines folder name. So right off the bat, let's dive into the uninstallation of VMware Fusion Player. First, we want to navigate to our applications folder. We can simply search VMware Fusion, and then we want to move this to the trash. Enter your password here. Then you want to clear the trash after you're done. After you have moved the application for VMware Fusion Player to the trash, the next step is to actually manually delete a lot of the other files that VMware Fusion has or that are stored on your system. So once you move your application to the trash and clear your trash, that goes a long way, but it doesn't delete all the VMware Fusion Player files we need to delete for this uninstallation. So there are a bunch of files here. Some of them are directories and some of them are individual files themselves. I'm going to show two ways to do this. The second way I'm going to show, I wrote a little script, and I think it makes it a lot easier for you guys to run the script, and it'll delete all these things in an automated fashion. But I'll also show the first way, which is manual, if you just want to go at it yourself and delete each one manually. So the first thing here is we have these library files here, and we have two different types of files. We have our library files that start at this root directory, and then we have our library files that start at this home directory. So my name is Victor, so mine would be users, and then my name, and that would be my home directory, and then this would be this file path. So these aren't in the same locations, they're in different locations. So first, to delete these three files in our root file path here, starting at this library, we want to do the following. So first, what you can do is you can go to Finder here, and navigate to see if the file path exists and if that directory or file exists on your system, looking at the path that was shown on the documentation, which I'll attach below. And then if you know that that file or directory or folder exists, then you can delete it here in the terminal. And this is just going to be an example for, let's say you find a file from that list of files and you want to delete it. You can run the following command here, sudo rm to remove, and it'll remove, this is an example of that one of the files from that list. I'm not going to run this because, as I said, I want to show the second method where I just automate this with 1 or 2 lines of commands, and it's super easy. But this is just if you're not comfortable with the script and you rather do this manually. So let's say you go into your Finder window here and you reference the files and folders and you find a folder that you need to delete. I'm going to show you how you can delete it in the terminal. So here we are using a very similar command here. We're using sudo to use elevated privileges because some of these files require elevated privileges to delete them. And then we're using this R switch, which just says, hey, if there's any files inside the folder, delete those files too. And then we have our F switch, which will just make sure that the terminal doesn't ask you permission. Are you sure you want to delete every file? It'll just delete all the files in that folder. So this is what you'll do if you have a folder that you want to delete from VMware's documentation. So you may be wondering, why do you even have to enter these commands at the terminal? Isn't this a little bit overcomplicated to do this whole process? I was wondering the same thing. Some of these files, these aren't files that you can delete directly from your Finder. Some of them are, like the ones in your home folder, in your own personal users folder, but these you do need elevated permissions and it's easier to delete them from the terminal. Alright guys, so now you have deleted these 4 files. First you've checked if they exist, and then you have deleted them manually, or folders, files or folders, whatever you discovered. Now you have these in your home folder for your user folder in the library directory. So these are a bit trickier to find. You can just follow that same methodology with the commands before. If you prefer to do that, it'll work perfectly for these. But another strategy you can do is you can go through Finder and do it through the graphical interface way if you prefer. I'm just going to show how to do that because these are hidden files. They're a bit harder to find. So I'm going to show you in Finder how you would find these. So what you would do is you would want to click this Finder window. So open Finder first of all, click it here, make sure you're clicked on it, and hold Option on your keyboard. Click Go at the top here and then click Library. And that'll navigate to your library folder, and then from here you can delete all the files here that you have in your personal library folder. So that's all for the first method, the manual method. If you are not interested in the automated script method, you can just skip ahead. But as of right now, I will be going into the automated method. I made a little bash script that you can just run at your terminal with a few commands, and it will check if any of these files exist and folders and delete them if they do exist. You're going to want to copy the contents of this script. They're going to be in the description below in the video. If you are just going to copy this contents and then paste it in your own file, you can name it as your own name and then just add the .sh extension here. So once you've done that, you're ready to run this file and delete the files. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So first, here navigate to the file path. So let's say if you're not familiar with how to navigate to the file path, you can just run cd, check where you saved your file, add some quotes here, and then add your full path here, whatever it may be. So here I'm already in my file path. If I list my files here, I can see that I have the remove VMware files.sh. So if you're just doing this for the first time, you copied the contents and pasted it in, you're going to want to run this command here just to make this file executable so you can actually execute this script. So I've already done this, so I'm not going to run this command. And right now we are going to run this script to delete all the files that are required. So to run the script, you're going to have to run sudo first, because some of the file paths from the base library files require you to have elevated permissions. So just running this before the script will allow you to remove any of the contents from those files. So here we can see, we're seeing, okay, we're checking the path here, see if this path exists. We're saying it exists, we're deleting now. You can even see for my installation here that some of my paths did not exist, and that is totally fine. So from here, if you followed method 1 or you followed method 2, you have successfully uninstalled VMware Fusion Player for personal use, and now we are going to install VMware Fusion Pro for personal use, which is, the main goal of this video. So let's register an account with Broadcom. So first, let's go to register. We're going to enter our email here. You want to enter whatever text you see here. And at this point, you want to go to your email and grab your two-factor verification code. All right, so enter your two-factor code, verify and continue. Here you can just enter any information you'd like, accept the terms, and then you are ready to create your account. From here, just for the purposes of this video, we're just going to say we'll do this later. We've already registered successfully. And now we have an account. We have a Broadcom account. So now we can install VMware Fusion Pro for personal use. So let's do that now. All right, so I'm going to provide this link in the description, but on this web page here, we have our VMware Fusion Pro download. It's going to take us right to Broadcom, and then we're going to enter our new Broadcom account details. We're going to enter our password here. So this is going to redirect us to the download page for VMware Fusion Pro for personal license, which is the one we want. We're going to select this. On the versions here, we want to select the newest version. So here we have the newest version. It's going to redirect us, and here's our download. First, we have to agree to the terms and conditions here. And then there's a screening required here. So first, we're going to click this screening required button. You want to click yes, I'll proceed, additional verification is fine. And then you want to add some personal details here in order to submit it and be able to access the download. Okay, so now we've entered that information, and now we should be able to download. So we have our HTTPS download here. Now we just need to wait a few moments. Our download has started. All right, so navigate to your downloads folder and double click your downloads file here. And then it mentions here to double click to install. We're going to do just that. Here we have our warning. VMware Fusion is an app downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? Yes, we do. Enter your administrator password here. Wait till it initializes. Okay, now here we have VMware Fusion. And then if we go to our VMware Fusion menu here, we go about VMware Fusion. We have VMware Fusion Professional version, 13.5.2, license for personal use only, which is exactly what we want. And now we have successfully installed VMware Fusion Professional for personal use.